Okay. So, a win on distress call. That is very reassuring. We got 4 reputation points out of that, and a career point, 5,800 bucks, 3,400 men. All good. Our career points, Army organization, it's going to give me 3 divisions per corps, so I'm going to put a point in Army organization. Unfortunately, we have some leadership gaps that have to be filled. Assign a general to 2nd Division. Two shock, damaged, but not in bad shape. Getting back up to 400 or so. It cost a little bit of money to get him back up to strength, but I think that'll be completely worth it. But let's handle the artillery first. I have to say all the artillery did pretty well. I'm just intensely frustrated that they have morale instead of ammunition, because ammunition would have been really useful on that battle. Really useful. But nothing for it. These guys will get a colonel, cheapest colonel I can get. So these guys are already pretty elite. Only other thing I can get is a general. I don't think I'm going to spend 4 points I have on the general, mostly because I believe, yeah, first bull run, a draw gets me 1. I don't know what constitutes a draw, I'll have to look at that, but a defeat in first bull run is minus 25 points, that'll end it for me. So I might as well spend it. But I did get the bonus for defending the supply station, so that should be helpful. Alright, probably the first thing we want to do is reconstitute our skirmisher unit. We did manage to retrieve a bunch of sharps, so we should be okay. Oh, but we don't have enough to build a full unit. That's unfortunate. But it'll do. Up to 400 for 8,000.
Sir, yes, sir!
Probably up to 450 without losing his star for another 1,500.
Sir, yes, sir!
That'll have to do. Relatively cheap veterans. These guys are going to be a little more expensive. Notice that I'm buying back the guns that I sold to get the extra cavalry, but you know, it's the penalty for the stuff that happens in the beginning of the game, because it's extremely difficult to get anywhere. You need as much firepower as early as possible. So now I've got 3 1,000-man brigades. I've got a decent shock cavalry unit. I've got a skirmisher unit. My plan is to have the skirmisher unit take the fortifications on top of the victory point at Henry Hill. I've had success with that in the past, and basically if there's a lot of fighting going on around that victory point, those skirmishers, unless somebody rushes them, they're pretty hard to dig out of there, and they fire very rapidly, and they do an enormous amount of damage. So that's what I'm aiming for. Let's see how many brigades I can actually bring in. I can bring 10. So I could add 2 more brigades. Got 12,000 bucks. I got some Springfields in the armory. Got some Remingtons I could sell, and I've got 3 10-pounder Parrots. Problem is, it's going to cost me quite a bit, as a matter of fact. This is where that general would come in handy. Alright, we'll do it. Because then, we can create a division for free. This means I only have to buy one 10-pounder parrot if I want to do that. Or I could pad these guys out a little bit with rookies. I don't want to lower his points completely to 0, but actually, yeah, he takes a hit, but he's got a lot more men. Unfortunately, that means that adding another infantry unit is probably not possible. Let's see what our options are. Yeah, we can't even do it with Springfields. Almost. Sell these Remingtons. It's a couple $1,000 extra. Seems reasonable. And I think I'm going to deploy on my artillery as one group. Shift the infantry up. I have 66 supply. It's almost not worth bringing a supply wagon. $981 men we're not making use of, but there's no real help for that. Yeah, this is what we're gonna do first bull run. Oh, it's gonna be interesting.